What is up, guys? Happy New Year and welcome to another episode of the Skid Reviews, and today we're going to be doing a review of the new Bumblebee movie. The Transformers franchise, brilliant cartoons. I used to love them when I was a kid, but the live action movies were complete shit. But for this movie, the Bumblebee solo standalone movie, thank the gods, it's not Michael Bay who's directing it this time, it's Travis Knight, who apparently has a background in animation and stuff. I went into this movie with my expectations really low because I've experienced what the Transformers movies can do to you. I've watched all of them because I like the franchise, but I have never liked any of the movies. Of all the Transformers movies that have come out, I think I've liked like only 12 to 15 minutes of the entire catalog of live-action Transformer movies. But this one, the standalone B movie, is this any different? Here's our review. Oh, how we've loathed Michael Bay's Transformer movies. So when I first heard that a new Bumblebee movie was being made, needless to say, I was slumped at the thought of one of my favorite cartoon franchises being butchered yet again. But Travis Knight's Bumblebee, which dropped this week, was a sigh of relief. While not a perfect movie, Bumblebee still is miles ahead of any of the live-action iterations of the Transformers. The story is quite simple. On the run in the year 1987, Bumblebee finds refuge in a junkyard in a small Californian beach town. Charlie, played by Hailee Steinfeld, on the cusp of turning 18 and trying to find her place in the world, discovers Bumblebee battle-scarred and broken. What follows is the development of a joyous relationship between the two that gives off vibes very similar to the Iron Giant and E.T. Oh, and Cybertron is collapsing, there are Decepticons, and John Cena playing the typical hard-ass military dude who wants to snare Bumblebee. On to the performances. Hailee Steinfeld delivers a fantastic performance, and her relationship with Bee is believable and exudes true charisma. While her comedy chops are questionable, Steinfeld's sincere performance grounds this movie. Meanwhile, John Cena, playing a Sector 7 agent, is quite bland and boring, to be honest. Yes, some bits of his comedy are enjoyable, but speaking as someone who really likes John Cena, the way his role was written in this movie gives me flashbacks of all that was loathsome about Michael Bay's movies. Thanks to a cleaner, stylistic redesign that more closely resembles the original Transformers cartoon characters, each bot is more distinctive, especially during the fight scenes, than they sometimes were in the Michael Bay films. You can actually appreciate the transformation here without them devolving into digital blurs of a million moving parts. The Transformers franchise has become synonymous with Michael Bay's trademark bombastic action mayhem, which bordered on the verge of becoming obnoxious and often migraine-inducing. Bumblebee immediately sets itself apart from that approach, aiming towards a character-driven narrative rather than chaotic set pieces that stumble over themselves as things go boom. This isn't to say that the action is lacking, far from it. The fight sequences are easy to follow and the CGI is practically seamless, and despite all the major plot points being typically predictable, credit is due to Travis Knight for achieving what one deemed impossible, erasing pretty much all memory of this film's problematic predecessors. Bumblebee is certainly the best example of what this franchise is meant to be, and should it continue this path, the Transformers can become exciting and enjoyable all over again. So there you go, that was our review of the new Bumblebee movie. The thing is, our expectations have been brought down so low by the previous Transformer movies that this one, despite all its problems, looks like a freaking masterpiece. The earlier movies by Michael Bay were all about big explosions, action sequences where you couldn't make out what was going on, shots of girls' asses over hoods of cars and making a lot of money, and that was it. But with this movie, you can actually feel that the directors, the writers, and everyone involved respect and love the original source material. And that to me is very important when you're dealing with a franchise that is beloved as the Transformers. In my opinion, this is the best live action Transformer movie that has ever come out. And the bar is pretty low, I admit, but at least it's a start. And I hope, like wherever this Transformers movie franchise is going ahead in the future, I hope they can step on this movie rather than the other shit show movies that came out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more content, please do hit the like button and press the subscribe button. It's free, it takes only a second, and it helps us out a lot. And until next time, I will see ya.